How y'all doing this evening? Hope you're doing good. Well, I watched that speech. Sure did. Every word of it. You know, calling for unity and strength and, all that good stuff that you talked about there. Well, I got to humble myself and admit, you can read. That's pretty good. Now, if you could just practice it a little bit to where we all can't recognize the fact that you're just reading a piece of paper, well, we might listen a little closer. But you read a piece of paper. I don't know who wrote that. I'm sure you had a little bit to do with it because the first thing you started out with was at yourself on the back there about all the greatness that you've already done. Well, I went to looking because that's what we got to do. The bunch of list of companies there that you said that it's all bringing jobs back to America. Well, only one of them companies have made a decision since you became president. The rest of them people that you mentioned on that list, now they already had plans coming. That's a bad habit of yours, trying to take credit for something that somebody else does, and then when something goes wrong, we know you're quick to point out who did that. Grow up. You talk about that F-35 plane. I checked on that stuff too. The price on that thing was falling before you became president. How about before you started all this talk of yours back when? That price of that plane was descending. Huh. Go figure that. You took credit for that shit too. God damn it. I don't know what else you want to take credit for. Sun shining on me today? You ain't said nothing about people getting hit up by tornadoes. Security and strength. Talked about a lot of stuff you want to try to bring us together on. Trying to encourage them people I noticed over there in West Virginia and stuff about their coal coming back. I checked on that coal stuff too. But it's not them environmental issues, although all that stuff's going down the tubes. No, it's the price of natural gas being cheaper, and it's cheaper for them to run natural gas in them plants than it is coal. They make more money on their return. Coal, I don't think they're going to make it, baby. And I have to find another job or something. I don't know. I know how it's tough. Oil and gas down here in Texas went down over the last years. About the last 2 years, maybe. But we're surviving. We're getting by. We're finding something else to do. I don't know what to tell y'all. He talked a lot about jobs, bringing infrastructure back. We need that. Lord, do we need... I live on a river. Right up from river from me, there's a big old dam. It's not in that great a shape either. A few years ago, they had a big story in our local news about the bulge in the dam. They said they got it fixed, but I didn't see no new dam up there. Something I still worry about. And infrastructure is something that we need to fix in this country. Lord knows we've asked for it for the last 8 years. We didn't get no help from y'all on that stuff. Lord no. Mitch McConnell will always be remembered for the first thing come out of his mouth was we're going to obstruct everything Obama did. Well, now you got power and now you want to take credit for everything that comes along? I don't think so. The Democrats have been asking for that forever. And now all of a sudden you want to do it. I don't know where you're going to pull the money from because you didn't have it before. Taxes, you're going to get the tax cuts to the rich. So we ain't getting it there. It's got to come from somewhere. You say it's going to come from new jobs and the infrastructure. That's going to take years. Even if an inkling of what you said was true, it would take years for that return to start. You want to start doing this stuff now. Well, let's do that. So let's forget about that $54 billion increase in defense spending. We really don't need that. We could cut back a whole lot on that defense spending and use a lot of that money for these programs that you're talking about. But you don't want to do that because you want to scare the people. Make them scared that you took real good care in making sure you paused slowly and read that Islamic radical terrorism. You said it real plainly so everybody can see it. So everybody can be scared. Because that's what you want. You want them to be scared. Well, there's been 12 attacks in this country since 9/11. 7 of those 12 were from American citizens. Not good. That's more than half. 94 people were killed by terrorists in this country. That's 94 too many. And we all know that. The answer isn't to build a wall and ban people. In that same time, more than 550 people struck by lightning, killed in this country in that same amount of time. We can't build a wall around clouds. I don't know how you're going to do that. People die. We're all going to die sometime, I reckon. But trying to scare this country every time you turn around with those words, even your own council there is telling you that ain't helping you. They don't want to use those words because we have Muslims over in other countries trying to help us in the battles that we got going on over there. And you ain't helping with your Muslim ban stuff. See where you're going to back off on Iraq a little bit. I wonder where that come up from. Anyway, I listen to you. As far as I can see, you learned how to read good. I guess there's lots of words you could read. Start reading the Constitution. I don't know if you've read that yet. I don't know. I listen to you. You said a lot of stuff. It's going to cost a lot of money. Woohoo, buddy. A lot of money. Let's see how your Republican friends pull that out of their butt. You said that repeal Obamacare again. You got to figure. You got to learn. Even your Republicans out there, they don't want to lose that. That's a good program. You ain't learned that yet. But you want to keep saying them words because it keeps your little minions there happy. Your little minions. It's not them that need to turn around because there's no hoping for them. They're locked on you like gravy on potatoes. They're not going anywhere. It's those other Republicans we keep trying to reach. The ones that still got some common sense. The ones we was talking about before about reaching across the aisle and stuff. Those Republicans. Those Republicans still out here that want to quit. That still want to see your taxes. Heard that New York Attorney General, I think it is, starting an inquiry into the Amelia's Clause to see how much money you're making off of being president, which I guarantee you is plenty. Said he's going to write a check for all that money to the government, so I want to see that check. Because Lord knows we're all know you're making money off of this stuff. Your whole family is. So get on with that stuff. So that's my ideas. That's my take on your speech. You learned how to read good. I wish that school would have taught you something else. Because the school I went to out here, it's taught me different things than you learned. Thank goodness for that. Anyway, that's my take. Until I find something else, which will probably be in the next 15, 20 minutes when I go upstairs and start watching the news today. I had chores. I ain't watched too much news today. And I got a lot of... I wanted to mention this too. I got a lot of things I want to look on my Facebook there. Every time you get a notification or something, you get that little blue dot. Get that little blue dot over there on the side that tells you got a message. And last night I went up there and opened my Facebook before I went to bed. I said, "Oh, Lord, honey, I got a lot of blue dots here." And she said, "Well, you have a lot of friends." And I thought for a minute, and I thought, well, she's right. I do. But I just want to throw this thought out to you. Every time one of you Republicans get a notification on your Facebook, and it's something mean and nasty, and you don't, want to just go share it out with your other Republican friends, look over there to the side. There's a blue dot. That means there's somebody out here that don't like that shit. So, to all my blue dot friends, I appreciate the support. Keep active. Resist till we get him out. He ain't changed nothing yet. He's still the same person he was before he gave that speech. So let's get his butt out. Thank y'all. Y'all take care. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.